What is good, everybody? Welcome to Team COG here. Today, guys, I'm coming to you guys with a test hand video showing the PlantLink deck. I really want to do a combo video. I'm waiting on a few more cards to give you guys like a full in-depth combo video. So instead, I thought some test hands would be good to show you guys a few going first with Uninterrupted so you can see like what combo lines and like what plays you have and what the board typically ends on. And then I thought I'd show you maybe two hands where I show you like what the opponent is most likely going to hand trap and how we play through that and what some hands look like. Before we continue on, guys, please remember if you guys want to help support the channel, check the links down in the description below. And if you guys do not want to miss when I go live, ding that notification bell and think about becoming a member in case you do miss those times so that you are never behind on any of the live streams. And yeah, guys, just remember if you guys are shopping on TCG Player with Brothers of Legend dropping this Friday, please remember to use the TCG Player affiliate link down below. Helps the channel out tremendously and it goes right back into the channel and all that fine stuff. So yeah, without further ado, guys, to quit the rambling, let's just go ahead and jump into the test hand video. Okay, guys, so we're just going to finish up shuffling up here and give us a quick cut. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and see what our first 5 cards are. Our first 5 cards are going to be Unexpected Die, the Genius Loki, Sunvine Sowing, which is a good card to see, Gamma, and Twin. So this is why you have to play more than 2 Twin, because you're always going to see one of the twins in your hand. And but this hand's pretty good. This hand's actually pretty fire, actually. Like, not even gonna lie. The fact that we open Die is like a superior starter. So like, it's just amazing. So like, we'll go ahead and fire off a Die here. Die will go ahead and bring out the Loci, however you want to pronounce it. It'll come out here. And like, this is where like, I guess this is a good time to talk about how this deck plays through like hand traps and stuff. Is we try to hold our normal summon, and that's essentially what we're going to be doing here. Is holding our normal summon, and our hand is so good, like even if they interrupt us on the Dreas, we still hard open Sowing, so like we can just fire off Sowing right away. But anyway, we're going to play Uninterrupted this hand to show you just like what the full combo does. You go ahead and link it off here for Dreas effect. Since we opened the Sowing, we go ahead and grab a Shrine to our hand. We go ahead and we'll activate Sowing, summoning out from the, or we pay 1,000, or excuse me, we special summon first, which will special summon out the other copy of the Twin. And then on a separate chain, we take 1,000, but Dreas allows us to, when we take effect damage, we gain that, and then we get to special summon a Sunvine Link monster from our extra deck. So we'll go end up going Chainlink 2 Dreas, Chainlink 1 the Twin, because the Twin can technically be belled. So we'll go ahead and summon out Sunvine Healer off of Dreas, and then we'll go ahead and resolve Twin, summoning out the Loci. Here, you go ahead and use Healer, target the Dreas, gain 300, or yeah, 300 life, which puts us at a total of 8,300, which means the time in the round is called. We win, guys, we win. But anyway, we'll go ahead and go here for our Arrow Mage Jasmine. Now, what you do here is you can tribute either or, but I'm just going to go ahead and tribute the Seed, because sometimes the Seed, the Sunseed Twin here, can come up in the next following combos, because you can banish it plus another copy. You know, it just really depends. It's just good to go ahead and get it to the graveyard. And then we get to summon from our deck. And normally, in some cases, you would summon in Mardell, and then you'd be able to do that route. However, I'm still waiting on my Mardell, and we're going to start testing it here shortly. But for the sake of this video, since I don't have Mardell, we're just going to go ahead and summon out Laurel. Laurel is like... Laurel is that stepsister that you got that you absolutely despise and don't want to have anything to deal with. She just looks grumpy, you know? She's just grumpy looking. I don't know how else to describe it, but you're going to go ahead and grab Laurel. And then you're going to go ahead and link to here for another copy of Arrow Mage, or Arrow Sephiri Jasmine. And then you'll gain 500 life, and then that'll trigger both Jasmines, because they are not once per turns, to search any plants. So like, you go ahead and get to search out Snowdrop, the Rika Fairy Snowdrop, and you can search out Mudan, the Rika Fairy. So right here, we actually have a lot of more plays that we can easily do. You can use your normal summon of the Loci here, if you want to, or we can go ahead and use Sunvine Shrine. It's entirely up to like what we want to do as a player. Like, it's entirely up to you. You can go Shrine, pitch Gamma, because Gamma's not serving any use in her hand, to summon back out the Loci. And then you can go here, link on into Melis effect, bring out the other Loki. Link these guys here off into another Melis, because for some reason these cards are not once per turn, which is why I think I like the deck a lot. The deck being like not a once per turn is insane. Melis effect, bringing out the Loki. Link here for Dreas. Dreas effect to purchase another Sunvine Shrine. Something else I'd like the deck does have like a U-Link combo, and I'm still learning that. So like, as soon as I get that learned, I'll also showcase you guys that, which that, like, some people be like, well, the U-Link is dead, like there's no point in U-Linking. Well, you know, if you play Ignister, Salamangreat, heck, even PK, like some of them, like even I'm trying to think what else you could play. PK, Salad, Ignister. Like, the U-Link is very... It's like game winning. So, like, you would want to know that combo line for in case it happens. So we'll go ahead and turn these guys right here into my favorite card, Bingolancer, the Resurgent. You turn Bingolancer in the last Melis into Sunavalon Drytianus, or Drytia, however you want to pronounce its name. This will right here will grab you Sunavalon Bloom. I normally get down names pretty quickly, but like for some reason I struggle with this guy's name. I've been struggling with it quite a bit. But you go ahead and grab Bloom, and then since we did not normal summon, or if, you know, again, we could fire off the second shrine if we wanted to, but we can normal summon the Sunseed Loki, reveal Snowdrop, tribute the Loki, summon it, its effect will activate, summoning from the hand Mudan. Mudan's effect will activate, grabbing us Rika Sheet. Then we can go ahead and go Snowdrop, target itself, and all plant monsters become level 8. We can go here to summon out our Teardrop, the Rika Queen, which is a quick effect tribute. You then set your 2 traps, and then you go ahead and activate Bingolancer in the graveyard, summoning itself out by banishing up to its link rating. So we'll go ahead and banish Melis and the Drius, which will give us a link rating of 4. Summon out Bingolancer again. So then this is what we end on, guys. This is the most typical inboard that is gathered off of practically 1.5 cards. You could actually, if you have Mardell, it's just 1 straight card that gets you to here. And you have a Compulse, a Tribute, a Snatch Steal, and a Tribute if you want to. You also have another Monster Effect negation. Again, the deck kind of loses to Spell and Trap negation. However, it's very interesting in the fact that it's both, in all interruptions, it's like evenly spread out. So you have 2 interruptions in the front row, 2 interruptions in the back row. So unless they open like Regeki, Harpy's Feather Duster, like you're always going to have some form of interaction with your opponent. And do take note that this is also something people forget. Sunvine Sowing here has the ability to protect your Link monsters from being destroyed by battle or card effect. So like even if they do hit you with like some sort of Dark Ruler no more, you can still keep the Link Forest still trucking and still have the back row down here to be able to like fend off your opponent's progressive plays or anything like that, etc. But that's pretty much it, man. And then like if they do not out this, like assuming like you go into your turn, right, you'll be able to do a draw, which it doesn't matter what we draw. You'll be able to go ahead and use Shrine to bring back this little guy here. This little guy can then turn into Thrasher. And then, like, you can even do your second one here. Bring back another, going to, like, 2 Thrashers, which will be 4,000. And then the big guy here, along with Bloom, will become huge because he'll gain whatever he's pointing to. So it'll become 25 plus 4 plus 4, which is 10,500. So, like, it's just very lethal for the follow-up. The only bad thing I would say is if the big tree gets moved or gets removed, you're in trouble then because the Thrashers will not be able to be that. It'll be kind of a grind game with the Teardrop and the Bingolancer, and it's just sometimes like you need a little bit more oomph to put out the damage, you know. But yeah, guys, so that is it for the first test hand. We'll just go ahead and shuffle it up here and jump into the next one. Okay, guys, here we go. We'll do a quick cut, and we'll draw our first 5 cards, which of course is going to be the Sunavalon Bloom. The curse still continues. You're going to see it. It wouldn't be a Team COG video without seeing one of brick traps in your hand, you know. So it is what it is. Sunavalon Bloom, Painful Decision, Lonefire Blossom, Painful Decision again, and Genius Loki. So this hand is one of those like bad hands, I would say. You have the normal summon. So like we opened just a plethora of some 2 starters, for instance. These guys right here are our starters. In fact, if any of these was like any sort of special summon, we'd be way better than what we are. We are subject. This hand is very weak, and it seems like, well, you get to play the game, but very loosely, if that makes any sense. Since we didn't open any form of extenders, we didn't open anything like that. We just pretty much normal. The safer route is to go ahead and normal summon Loki. If you want to try and bait an Ash, you can go ahead and fire off Painful Decision. However, I highly doubt that will take an Ash. If you go the Lonefire route here, and it gets ashed, your turn ends, and then if it gets impermed, your turn also ends. So the only safe route, I believe, is to fire off Painful Decision to send the Loki, to add the Loki. And then you just go ahead and normal summon the Loki here. And then we just combo off that way. Since we do not have any form of extension, it'll be really cool to show you guys like how we play this, right? So we'll go ahead and go here. For Drius effect, we'll grab us the Sunvine Sowing. This, like I said, the first two test hands, and this test hand, of course, is the second one, is showing you what we can do without being interrupted. However, this right here, if this was like the third or fourth test hand, this is probably where any person unfamiliar with the deck would fire their first hand trap. And in this scenario here, it would be very crippling. However, in most scenarios, like in our first hand, it wouldn't be too bad because we opened so much extension that it's okay. And since this guy is not a hard once per turn, whatever we didn't grab the first time, we just get a chance to grab again. But we'll go ahead and fire off Sowing. Sowing will summon out the twins, wherever they are be hiding in here. There we go, twins. Then Sowing would resolve. We'd take 1,000, but with Drius on the field, we end up gaining 1,000, summoning from the extra deck our Sunvine Healer, which is right here. Then we go Twins Resolve, summoning out the Loki. And then we'll go ahead and go here for our Jasmine, wherever she's at. So this hand is very interesting. This is kind of why you need to have Mardell. And when I was testing and stuff like that, I guess I always drew an extender for quite some time. So I never got the ability to see what happens when you do not draw an extender. And this is why Mardell is needed, because right here we could use Jasmine to tribute the twins, summon Mardell. Mardell will grab us Laurel, and then Laurel, we have the same combo line before. However, since we do not have Mardell, and mine's in the mail, we have to combo differently, which is painfully interesting, I guess, in a way. Because it's going to make our board significantly weaker, but it's going to be still 3 interruptions nonetheless, you know. And this can also be said if you have to open Mardell and you have a way to get it from your hand, you can do this. So there's like different routes you can go, so this is potentially one of those ways that you could do it. But anyway, Jasmine will tribute the twin to summon out Laurel. Definitely expect a updated test and updated deck profile once I get the cards that I'm missing. So we can go ahead right here, and we just go ahead and make a second Jasmine. Both these Jasmines will trigger, grabbing yourself Rika 1 and Rika 2. And see, normally, the route that you would go would be, you'd do this. You can go into Melis here, but there's no point in wasting a Melis, especially since you're not going to get the Drius to go on top, so you get the effect to search. Right here, I think the easiest play for us to do is to just straight up go straight into Bingo Lancer, and then we go ahead and we tribute off the Bingo Lancer to summon this out. Summon out Mudan. Mudan will then grab us the Rika Trap, which is Rika Sheet. Use Snowdrop's effect to target herself, so all plants become level 8. Make Teardrop. Summon back out Bingo Lancer the Resurgent by banishing both Arrow Mages. Set Bloom and Sheet, and we still have the same 4 interruption board right here. It would be 1 less, but we hard open Bloom, so if you take away the Bloom, we still have 1, 2, 3 forms of interruption. But since we happen to hard open the Bloom, we still have 4. And since this is, you are playing 2 traps, you're more than likely going to see 1 regardless. So, it is what it is. So this is like the combo route without playing Mardell. This is what you do if you don't have the money for it, because it is like a $24 card, so I understand people are on a budget. Holiday season's coming up, but I do expect Mardell will be in my mailbox hopefully here shortly. But yeah, so this is pretty clean, pretty fast. Not much more could really be said. You have the tribute. Do take note, Rika Queen gets 200 attack for every card that gets tributed. So if you use Rika Sheet to tribute your big Bingo Lancer, which would be kind of bad in this scenario because it gets banished if it leaves the field, since it was brought back via its own ability. You would get 200, then when you tribute something with her, but she becomes 3,000, so she can become pretty big. So 32, able to whack over something, can definitely push for a lot of damage. But then on the follow-up, we are drawing Ash, which is not too good. But we do have, this is where like Lone Fire comes up, and then the follow-up pretty well. We can like normal summon Lone Fire, tribute Lone Fire, summon out the Twin brings back the Loki, and then we start comboing again, get up into the big tree, and then we can just start searching out our shrines to be able to bring back the Loki to make the Thrashers, and then it just kind of snowballs after this, for sure. But yeah, guys, that is it. This is what happens when you do not open any extenders, and if you're not playing Mardell, or you don't have the room, or don't want to play Mardell. But yeah, anyway, we'll quickly shuffle it up, and we'll go into our next test hand, which we will hopefully showcase what happens when you get ashed, or how you can play around those hand traps, successfully play through them and everything. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get shuffled up and get on into the next one. Okay, guys, here we are. We're all shuffled up here. I will quickly do a quick cut and draw our first hand and see what it is. Gamma, that's always good to see. Twins, like I said, you're always going to see a twin. Sowing, and Avarice. So this hand is actually going to be really interesting. This hand's actually pretty weak, but this is going to utilize and show you how Sowing is a starter. And we're going to play like So we're going to play like we get we're going to get ashed, right? We'll go, this hand we'll get 1 hand trap, next hand we'll get 2 hand traps. This is like I said, this is going to be really interesting to see. So you go ahead and activate Sowing. To be honest with you, I fully believe that they would Ash Sowing. This card is practically E-Tally. It summons from the deck. If they don't Ash Sowing, I cannot imagine what else they'd Ash. So we're just going to pretend they Ash Sowing. If they don't Ash Sowing, they're probably going to Ash the Drius. And if they Ash Drius, that's okay because we still have a normal summon, etc. But we'll just go ahead and Sunvine Sowing. We'll take the 1,000 and we summon out here. And if they do happen to have Ash, which of course we are going to say they are going to Ash the Sowing, we can just Gamma. So we'll just go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and Gamma, get rid of the driver and stuff. And then we summon out here. We go ahead and link here into Drius. We will use Drius Effect to add a Sunvine Shrine. We have not normal summoned yet because, you know, we're that good at the game. We'll go ahead and we'll normal summon out the Twin. Twin will bring back the Loki. And then here, if you want to, you can turn this into your healer and then gain 300. But I would recommend holding this for later in the turn in case you make the big tree. So then you gain 1,200. So then you'd be at 82. Since we did take the 1,000, it's just smarter to hold out till then. So then you turn these guys here. We turn these guys here into Jasmine. Jasmine Effect, go ahead and tribute off the Gamma to summon out Laurel, I believe. And then we can go ahead and go here. Sadly, we are locked into plants, and all the monsters in our X deck require plants. So that's what makes this a little bit worse, because like we don't have any generic plant monster like we can go into per se. But we'll go here to Jasmine. Laura will give us 500 life, both Jasmine's trigger, grabbing us Mudon and our Rika Fairy. We will then, this is still our hand. We can go here, Shrine, pitch the extra Sowing, bring back this out. We then can go right here for Melis. And this is all through an Ash. Do take note, this is all through a Ash because we did open Gamma, which is why we play Gamma, because it's the best hand trap. We have so many cards that like keep our front row empty, so Gamma is free to resolve. Summon out this. Then we just go here. Summon out another Melis. Wherever it is. There we go. Melis will bring back the other one. We link it off into another Drius. This Drius is going to grab us our final Sunvine Shrine, which we can use in the following to be able to make our healer, and healer will allow us to get our 1,200 life, which will put us in the positive, so that way we don't lose in time. I think, yeah, we're good. I'll show you guys how. So we'll go here, very similar to the first combo. We make Begalencer, and then we take Begalencer in the last Melis, go into our big tree, wherever he's at. There he is. Big tree grabs us Sunavalon Bloom. We then see, like, we can even right here we can fire off our Pot of Avarice if we want to. If we want to be, like, really safe. And I think we have to in order to resolve the Shrine without using, like, one of the 3 cards here. So we'll go ahead and activate Pot of Avarice. We want to keep 1 Melis and then 1 level 1 there. So we'll put back 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go ahead and put back Laurel. 5. Shuffle it up. Pot of Avarice is very detrimental to the deck, guys. You have to play it. If you don't play it, you just run out of resources, and you got to have that grind game sometimes, because sometimes like that's just what it's going to be. So you need to have Pot of Avarice at no less than 2 in your deck. But we'll go ahead and quickly do a cut. Draw 2 off Avarice, Decision, and die. We can go ahead and fire off Shrine, pitch here, summon out Loki. So then we'll go ahead and turn Loki here into healer. Healer target, we gain 1,200, so now we're at 82. And then we can go ahead and reveal the Snowdrop, tribute the healer, summon it, and then summon out Mudon. Mudon will grab us, of course, the Rika Sheet. Snowdrop target herself. And for this case, guys, we're going to actually try and play farther over here so that we keep zones open for the Thrashers for the follow-up. I have found out that like if you combo underneath the tree, which is like what I am inclined to do because of my OCD, trying to build and construct a board symmetrically, that's bad because the Thrashers do so much. You have to have a zone for the Thrasher, and then when the Thrasher destroys a monster and sends it to the graveyard, it can special summon to a zone a Link monster points to. So you need to keep zones open so like you can resolve that effect, because that's how you're going to OTK on the follow-up. But we'll go ahead and make... Here we go. There she is. Set our 2 cards. We'll go ahead and fire off Bingo Lancer to bring it out, and then we'll just banish. You can actually banish these 2. Keep Healer in there in case you draw another Avarice. And then I believe Driver will get banished because the Gamma will still resolve. If it doesn't, that's okay. But if it does, that's all right. But anyway, this is our end board through the Ash in the very first place. So that's how like this deck is able to play through those type of things, you know. We still have the same 4 interruptions along with the follow-up with the Shrines. So yeah, we'll quickly shuffle it up here and go on into the next hand. Okay, guys, here we go. Next test hand, we'll quickly... Final test hand 2, we'll cut, and we're going to play through 2 hand traps this time. We'll probably get hit with an Ash and an Imperm, and we'll go on from there. But our opening hand is going to be Shrine, which you always want to see Shrine, Shadow, Twin. Like I said, guys, this you'll see it's ridiculous. You play 2 Twin, and we've seen it 3 out of 4 test hands. Another Shrine. Oh boy, this is going to be one of those hands. And Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit is... not supposed to be Rescue Rabbit. It's supposed to be the Cluster and the Rose thing. However, this hand is actually so bad, guys. Like, we'll actually probably shuffle it up and do another one. This hand just loses. So since this is Rabbit, we can play. If it was not Rabbit in the other card, we really are going to be struggling to play. And with that being said, if we're playing through Ash and Imperm, we normal this, they Ash this, they Imperm this, our hand is over. Like, it's over. Like, there's no way they will not hit Rescue Rabbit. So this hand just ends right there. However, if it happened to be... Rose Cloister or Rose Princess, we can still technically kind of play. Not too great at all to an extent. We can maybe get out a Link 2, but other than that, we'd still lose. The deck has 20 cards in the deck is designed to get you to the normal monster because you need the normal monster, and it's like, I don't even know the percentage. Like, if half the deck is dedicated to get that, we have a 50% chance to open any one of those cards, and we don't see a single one. So this is just really bad probability and bad luck on our part. So we'll go quickly just shuffle up again and just showcase you guys a better hand. Okay, guys, here we go. We'll quickly do our cut. And I'm happy that hand happened last time because, like, it shows you, like, every deck has a weakness, right? Some people, like, believe some decks are always going to open busted. They're always going to be crazy. But every deck has a weakness. And that was just showing you, like, one of this deck's weaknesses, like, not seeing the normal monster. But, all right, we're still going to try and play through Ash and Imperm. And we're going to start our turn off with Loki, Painful Decision, Driver, and Sowing. Wowzers. So this is going to be an interesting hand. It would all depend on what they decide to do first. So if we normal Loki and link it off here into Drius, and attempt to activate Drius' effect, it depends if they'll Imperm this or Ash this if we get to even still play. And so with that being said, we'll roll a die, just to showcase you guys like kind of what we can do here. So odd, they Ash Drius, even they Imperm Drius. So odd, they Ash the Drius. So that's perfect. So odd, they Ash Drius. That's okay. We'll end up going Sunvine Sowing because we opened it to bring out the twin. We'll go Chainlink 2, Chainlink 1. And right here, like, I feel like they would try and Ash, or I don't know what they'd try and Imperm here. I would say they'd probably Imperm this, to be honest with you, because if they don't Imperm this, we're going to get extra life, and this right here is just, you know, its effect sounds crazy. Summon a Sunvine a Link from your extra deck for free. So we'll just assume that they Imperm this. Now, if they know the deck, they'll probably hold for Jasmine's, but not everyone knows the PlantLink strategy. So my guess is they'll hit this because we've already attempted to search once. It's having another effect. They're going to be kind of wiry, going to be ready to fire off. So they'll probably Imperm this, and we'll summon back out the Loki. Now, with that being said, our hand is, like I said, pretty weak. So, like, we've been Ash and Impermed, right? So 2 hand traps. We'll go here, on up into Jasmine here. And then I do plan to do a video to show you guys, like, how to play through the rock and certain combo lines like that. How different card iterations like Lone Fire Blossom, Shrine, plus combo gets you through those. So I'll show you guys, like, how to, like, in a future video of how this deck beats the rock. But we'll just have to wait. I got a lot of stuff coming up with Brothers of Legend coming out. There's going to be tons of Utopia content coming up. And we are getting a search card for this deck in Brothers of Legend, so I got to try and get that as well. But anyway, this is show we've been Ash and Impermed, right? So 2 interruptions hit us. We'll use Jasmine's effect to tribute off the Loki. And we will go ahead and we will summon out Mudan. Now, this is where Mardell becomes significantly worse. Because since we took 1,000 and we were not able to gain that back because the opponent in-permed the Drias here, where our life points are low. So if we went Mardell at Laurel, we can't even use Laurel. So the best part is to summon out the Mudan. Mudan triggers when normal or special summon to grab us Rika Sheet. And then right here, we're able to turn the Jasmine and the Mudan into Melis. Melis effect then triggers, summoning out the Loki. And then we're able to turn these guys here into Bingalancer the Resurgent. So with Bingalancer the Resurgent and Rika Sheet. So like that is what we're able to do through Ash and Imperm on those two instances. And with our hand, as you guys could see, being kind of bad. We had 0 extension. It was all normal summons and driver. So like we really didn't have much of a... We just had a normal summon plus sewing, which is sometimes good enough. It is sometimes really is good enough. Now what this does is actually, this board is a little bit more scary than what it looks like. So the first time your opponent normal summons or commits, you bounce back it with Resurgent. Then when they decide to put up a threatening effect, you go Rika Sheet, tribute the Resurgent, steal their card to the end of the turn. And then since we did happen to open one more, we draw for turn, we draw Call by the Grave, it doesn't really matter. We did happen to hard open another Sunseed, so we can attempt to combo again, but this time we're going to try to climb up into our big tree. And that is decent because like we'll have the follow-up and all that crazy stuff, but also that the Resurgent's here, and the Resurgent can come out at any moment we need to. If we need to force their board, if we need to bait problematic stuff, the Resurgent will be able to come out and do that sort of thing to apply pressure, so that way we can link climb up into the big tree, and then we can make the Thrashers, and then they just get smacked by the Lorax, because, you know, Lorax says, respect the tree, break your knees. So that's the motto of this deck, respect the trees. But yeah, guys, that is it so far. Like I said, that wasn't too shabby, showing that we played through Ash and Imperm. Assuming that's what they hit. Again, it's entirely different that depending on like what the player's base knowledge is. But if you're playing against any plain Joe out there who doesn't know what the PlantLink strategy does, they're going to try to Ash the first thing that you do. They're going to Imperm the tree, because the fact that this tree does more than just search is crazy. And then this is what you get. And not going to lie, most of the strategies out there, Flowunderies, bounce the normal, negate the normal summon, you lose. And especially since you can take it, which is pretty cool. Sword Soul, again, normal summon, bounce, and then if they have the follow-up with Long John Silver in their hand, you still have Rika Sheet to answer that. And then, you know, like, so two of the best decks lose to this board in a way. And it just, that's just assuming they do open, like, they don't open anything, you know, like, I actually say this, I played through Nibiru at my remote dual locals. Again, if you guys missed that or did not get to check that out, become a member and check out that live stream. I ended on this and this, and they opened, like, Feather Duster, and then they opened Forbidden Chalice, all my Resurgent, all in one go. And I was like, wow, it do be like that, you know. It do be like that. Sometimes you can open the stones, but the opponent opens boulders. And that's how it be. But normally in a hand where they don't open the outs to your board, their typical board loses to these two interruptions right here, which is pretty cool. But yeah, guys, so that is it for this test hand video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more PlantLink content, more Utopia content, all that fine stuff. But most importantly, guys, please remember to stay healthy, stay safe. This is Charles from Team COG, signing out.